Alright, guys. Joshua ZIRKZEE. This seems to be the name that has come to the forefront when we are talking about striker targets in this summer transfer window, and it seems to only really be heating up this window as it stands. Hopefully, it continues in this direction, and we get to the point where we start putting some pens to papers, and justifiably heading in that direction. Question is, who will be the first? And there is suggestions perhaps it could be a centre back, the first signing with this striker link. Maybe it could be a striker in through the door first. But then again, it might be another twist in the tail. Who knows? Could even be a midfielder, as Fabrizio Romano at this time has allegedly confirmed, that Manchester United have opened contacts with midfield targets. So they're starting to get the ball rolling in literally multiple departments. Now, whether it means that they're actually going to get these deals done is yet to be seen. It's going to be another matter altogether. But nonetheless, it sounds like it's a much more forward approach that we are taking with these dealings. And Joshua ZIRKZEE seems to be in the striker department. Um, what do we think? What do we think? I think there are better alternatives. Simply put, I think Ivan Toney first and foremost, just out there straight away, a player that I believe is better than Joshua ZIRKZEE. Various other players as well. Um, names that don't quite come to mind at the moment, but I'm sure if they do get linked, they will most definitely ring a bell. But looking at Joshua ZIRKZEE, what kind of a striker is he? Now, I've never been ZIRKZEE's biggest fan. I always felt like he was a bit of that sort of journeyman striker that sort of goes jumping from club to club all throughout his career. He does relatively well, and then he decides, yeah, let's make the jump again to my next club, my next project, and see how I do there for a couple of years before then moving on again, and never really cementing, you know, or hitting big with one particular club. Now, at the moment, he's at Bologna in the Serie A, has been there since August 30th, 2022. So he's had a couple of seasons in Serie A. And the season that he's just had as well, played between Serie A and also the Italy Cup. Played 37 games, hit the back of the net 12 times, and set up 7. So ultimately 19 goal contributions within 37 games. His goals per minute, or his minutes per goal, stands in all competitions roughly 246 minutes per goal, which isn't really all that. It's not really all that special. Not all that special, but given the benefit of the doubt, if we have to do so, given that he's 23, he could still get, he could still go up another level. He could still go up another level, and it really begs the question as to, will Manchester United be the sort of club where he will find that next level? And given that Ten Hag seems to be the manager that will be here for next season, is he the right man to get the best out of Joshua ZIRKZEE? Dutch connections, of course, and you know what that means. You know what that means. He's going to be in the good books for Eric Ten Hag, of course. So there is that going on. Of course, if we talk about targets with how it is that Manchester United, how they want the player, whether the player wants the club. As it stands, I think the most preferred destination at the moment in the ZIRKZEE camp seems to be AC Milan. So if it's something that we're going to seek to do battle with Milan over a not, world beater striker or a phenomenal target in ZIRKZEE, I'm not going to be, breaking too much of a sweat. I won't be losing too much sleep at all if we don't make the signing of ZIRKZEE, because I think, again, there's better options to be had. I do. I think there are better options to be had. Another major stumbling block we could say with the ZIRKZEE story is that allegedly, as per reports to which I had seen earlier today, the agent for ZIRKZEE, apparently the demand for a agent fee is astronomical, absolutely astronomical. The agent's demanding, they're in the ballparks of about £12 million, I think it is. And I'm thinking, what, excuse me? £12 million on an agent fee? Are you sure about that? That's pretty much between one half and a third of the entire plausible transfer fee of Joshua ZIRKZEE. You'd probably be somewhere in the ballpark of about 35 to 40 million. And the agent wants, like, what, a third of that? It's mental. Absolute mental settings, mate. Some of these agents are actually, like, crazy. Genuinely crazy. Don't know why they do it. And I mean, of course, there's agents. Yeah, there's been agents before that have managed it, that have sort of bent the nature, the nature of the beast, to securing very, very sizable, handsome payouts. So they're just get your client to make one transfer move, and as long as it's a good move and you can negotiate well, then damn, you're minted. You'll be absolutely minted. But yeah, so guys, what do you think? Joshua ZIRKZEE, down in the comments below. Is that a guy that you rate? Is he a transfer that you'll be sad if we don't sign him? For me, I don't rate him all that highly. Some others may. People who watch him week in, week out might say, well, geez, he's relatively decent. Or alternatively, we get the opposite, and they say, actually, ZIRKZEE's really, really crap. I mean, he's had stints at Bayern, right? He's had stints at Bayern Munich. Went on loan to Parma. Also been on loan to Anderlecht. Outside of that, yeah, never really landed it big at Bayern. And I suppose it would be that if he makes this move to Man United, it's another bite at the cherry, try and step up and see if he's filled out enough as a player to hang at the very top. But you guys tell me, is Manchester United ready to take chances on players that are, maybe they could be ready, maybe they won't be? For me, I don't think we should be looking at that. I think we should be trying to, if we're going to sign some players, more bigger name players or more influential players, safer, better safe than sorry, So, yeah, and with money being tight, you'd want to make sure that every penny counts. Second part of the video, Jarrad Branthwaite. Rumours that we are stepping up the bid. So perhaps there was a little bit of give. I've seen somebody say, well, Man United perhaps prepared to offer £60 million. I read that and I was thinking, that much money? I probably wouldn't think so. I think United would definitely try and lowball it a bit more. I think what the media is probably saying here, with £60 million second bid for Branthwaite, is essentially trying to write up a story to say, well, Manchester United are essentially exactly the same as what they were doing last season, last summer, the summer before that, summer before that, summer before that. Talks about, oh, look at this really extortionate fee. Manchester United, we won't be fooled into paying that. A month later, they paid like what, £5 million short of what the original asking price was. It happens all the time. It's happened all the time, and maybe for this summer, we're hoping that this is not the case. Who knows? It might still be the case at the end of the day, but I'm willing to bet that in Ineos's case, that 60 million for one centre back signing, when money is being as tight as it is, I wouldn't, if I'm in their position, I wouldn't compromise on that. I wouldn't compromise on it, and I don't think they are. So, £60 million, I think, is a bit of a throwaway story. However, perhaps there is some legs into the story. Maybe we call it a half truth. Let's say we call it a half truth story. I think it would be unwise to say that United have veered away entirely from Brathwaite at this moment, but rather the asking price is off-putting, but the interest in the player is still very much undiminished. It's still very strong. It's prevalent, and United very clearly want the player. So, yeah, to me, Brathwaite's still very much the most likeliest deal to be done first. Could be somebody else, who knows? But £60 million bid, I'd be skeptical of that. To say, right here, right now, I'd be skeptical. It could end up being the case that we do end up paying £60 million for him. And maybe some will be like, yay, we got the player. And then some others will be like, why are we spending £60 million on him? Why not 50? Why not 40? Why not those sort of bids? I mean, we'd be doing Everton a massive favour if we overpay for Brathwaite. We'd be probably favourites in Everton Football Club's good books. Oh, we need to sell a player. We need to generate some money. Cool. Get Man United on the line. So yeah, that's where I stand with the Brathwaite stuff. Guys, share with me what you think about that story in the comment section below as well. And just a quick closer for the next minute or two. Midfield interest. As I've alluded to earlier on, I'll just give my verdicts on this. That Fabrizio Romano coming out and stating that Manchester United have opened contact with, I think, the representative parties to midfield targets. What do I think of this? I think, this is a very practical approach that Man United have taken so far. Very, practical, proactive, hands-on, intentional, very, very, very intentional. Like you're setting a precedent here, and I can only appreciate it. I think what it is that Manchester United know perhaps the enormity, or Ineos know the enormity of what the summer entails for the future of this team, of this club. So I think where there's not really an awful lot of time to lose, I think they're trying to cover as many bases to try and get, rather than just focus on one transfer at a time, perhaps complete a transfer at a time, but progression is made in all departments at the exact same time. And I think that's what the old board wouldn't do. You get the story, the main story. This is the player that Man United want right now. Everyone else is a rumor. They finished that transfer. The next one's in the making. So it's like you write the shopping list. You tell everybody what your shopping list is. You start getting each item on at a time. Man United under Ineos, by the looks of it, is the transfer list is made, the shopping list is made, but there's multiple people all picking up and buying several things at the same time. Transactionally, it goes through one at a time. but there's progress. Like everyone's pitching in and everyone's doing a little bit of something to to progress the summer transfer window, and that's very much important for Manchester United. A very, very important factor in how the club is run, because if it does set up for a very successful summer, then it's a very promising sign of things to come. I think if it warrants well for Man United, then I'm happy. I'll be happy. I'll be looking forward to even the January transfer windows. I know that there's a lot of clubs nowadays that say, sorry guys, not going to spend in January. I think if you've got ownership that cares more about the success element on the pitch more so than a commercial aspect or the money-making aspect, I'm thinking that somebody somewhere in that club is going to say, right, there's business to do in this window. Let's do business. And they'll make every transfer window loud, and that's the way we want it. We want to see movements, a desire. Everyone's pulling the same direction. Everyone wants to win. Everyone wants to progress, and we see that it's not just words. That it's all that the devil is well and truly in the detail. We see it with our own two eyes. The eye test in football, that is the most undefeatable aspect of football as a spectator in all areas. The eye test will prove everything in its most definitive form. So, hopefully the eye test is the review of the eye test is very much a pleasing one. And hopefully it's a case that we start seeing the signings coming in, and we tick off the boxes as we go along, and that this team starts looking more and more like it's getting well and truly ready for next season. And next season is going to be a big one for Manchester United. It's going to be a huge season next season for Manchester United, even if the endeavour isn't winning Premier League titles or even competing for one. But it's pivotal in dictating the direction of the club. Is it still a club in regression, or is it going to be a club that turns a corner and starts moving forwards and getting better and getting good again? That's going to be the telltale sign for next season. Fixture lists are out. Fulham at home to open the season. I see that there's also Carabao Cup round 1 fixture that was included in the Man United fixture list. So I don't know. I think maybe considering where we finished in the Premier League, maybe that means we are starting very early on in the Carabao Cup. I would assume that would be the case, but let's see. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to leave your thoughts and feelings in the comment section down below. Make sure also smashing the likes and subscribing if you haven't done so already. And thank you very much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. The good, the bad, and the ugly. We are back again on the grind. And we will see you over there. Until then, stay chilled. The heat is coming, people. The summer is coming.